A grandparent or older person who's had to take over caring for a younger family member, you've probably realized there is not a lot of support out there. Some groups are trying to change that. Kiro 7's Ranji Sinha shows us one of them in this week's Healthier Together.
They see me and she sees me as their mom.
That's extra mouths in my house that I wasn't planning on.
Both Kiana Davis and Rochelle Wilson are not the parents of the children they're raising. They're part of a growing group of so-called kinship caregivers.
They're also having to navigate child rearing institutions that are not set up with these caregivers and families in mind. These caregivers have no inherent legal rights.
Getting access to resources is hard, so Cambia Health Foundation is trying to change that, announcing $280,000 in grants to support older adult caregivers. According to Cambia, nationwide there are more than 2.4 million children living in grand families. 60% live with grandparents. These families don't qualify for foster care assistance. Catholic Community Services of Western Washington helps and will get some of the Cambia grant money.
So about 13 years ago, my stepdaughter had an issue with drugs and alcohol and schizophrenia, and the state took the kids.
Rochelle Wilson didn't want her grandchildren wards of the state and got custody. She knew raising them would not be easy and was recently featured in a magazine as an unsung hero for taking on the task as parents again. Kiana Davis took over from her sister, who was in another state and had drug problems. Child Protective Services called and told her family they had 24 to 48 hours to find someone to take the children. These women were helped by Catholic Community Services of Western Washington when basic assistance wasn't enough.
You know, this program was a lifesaver for us.
The Catholic Community Services program helps with everything from school supplies to clothes, even summer programs. It's been 12 years that Catholic Community Services of Western Washington has had a kinship program. The hope is that there will be many more. For Healthier Together, Ranji Sinha, Kiro 7 News.
And you can watch all of our past segments on Kiro7.com/healthiertogether. Cal Raleigh added another milestone to a historic season Wednesday by hitting that home run number 60. The man who caught the ball immediately turned around and gave it to a kid. After working to identify this Good Samaritan, the Mariners rewarded him and his family. Not only did they get to meet Cal Raleigh, but they also went home with a signed bat, which reads, "Thanks for being a good guy and a nice catch." As for the actual home run ball, that also made its way back to Cal Raleigh, and the sweet kid got a signed bat too.
From 52, the kick wobbles, but makes it through.
Yeah, a good night for Seattle sports, huh? A walk-off winner in primetime. On the final play of last night's game between the Seahawks and the Cardinals, kicker Jason Myers came up clutch from 52 yards away. The 23-20 win over a division rival marks 3 wins in a row. Now the Hawks will get some extra rest before returning to Lumen Field next Sunday to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, let's check in with meteorologist Robert Van Winkle right now. And Robert, we have another Mariners game tonight here at home.
Yep.
Roof is going to be open.
Why not?
Yes.
I think the weather looks pretty good for the rest of tonight. Let's take a look outside, though, at the big story in the weather department still is the fire danger. Now, we've got 4 major